Okay, Representative Lowenthal.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and also, as I'd like to say, thank you for holding this hearing on an issue that is such critically important to my district, which kind of straddles both Los Angeles County and Orange County, and of critical importance to the entire state of California. A little over 81 years ago, on March 11th of 1933, the deadliest earthquake in Southern California history occurred, with its epicenter just a few miles from the city of Long Beach. Actually, my house that I live in today fell over in that earthquake and had to be lifted up. Although the quake was not that strong, only a 6.4 magnitude, over 100 people were killed, and largely because of that construction that was construction that was simply not built to withstand that kind of shaking. We had all of that, which ultimately, as I will point out, led to some of the construction. This right here is Jefferson Junior High School in Long Beach, and that's what took place in that earthquake. As you can see, it was totally devastated. Another one that we have is the John Muir School, which is just a few miles away from here. You can see just what took place in that earthquake also in 1933. Thankfully, the earthquake occurred when students were not in session, so that we were spared even greater loss. So we would have lost hundreds, if not thousands, of students. But that event shook California into taking action, and we passed in California then the Field Act, which mandated that all public schools be built to withstand earthquakes. It was one of the first pieces of legislation in the country to require common sense precautions to mitigate the danger from earthquake, and it worked. No public school built to the requirements of the Field Act has collapsed from an earthquake since that bill was passed over 80 years ago. When we prepare, lives are saved. It may cost a little extra to build a school that can survive a major earthquake, but if our children are at that school, those costs are well worth it. An earthquake early warning system is just another common sense investment that can save lives and mitigate damages, if we just have the foresight and the will to make it happen. This is not new, as the chairman pointed out. The early warning technology is not science fiction. Japan, Mexico, Turkey, China, Romania all have earthquake early warning systems that can give the public up to a minute of warning before the earth begins to shake. A minute may not sound like much, but even a few seconds can give people time to find the safest place in their home or workplace, to pause a surgery, or to get out of an elevator, avoid crossing a bridge. And automated systems can work even faster, slowing down trains to reduce the risk of derailments, shutting down natural gas pipelines or nuclear plants, and placing critical manufacturing equipment into the safe mode. Other countries have made this investment necessary to ensure that their citizens have these opportunities. The United States, however, has not. The U.S. Geological Survey reports that setting up an early warning system on the entire West Coast would cost $38 million to get started, and then $16 million each year in annual operating costs. Frankly, Mr. Chair, and relative to the federal budget, this is peanuts. And when compared to the potential devastation that the next major earthquake will cause, this is an investment with an excellent return. And yet the USGS has only spent approximately $10 million since 2006, barely more than $1 million a year, on developing such an earthquake early warning system. It should not be surprising then that Turkey, Romania, and even Mongolia have public early warning systems while we do not. But this is not the fault of the U.S. Geological Survey. They and their partners like Caltech and UC Berkeley have made tremendous progress with the money they have received and have established a small-scale test system that is up and running in California. But that system still needs more work, and it is not ready to provide alerts to the general public. No, the reason that the people of California and the entire West Coast cannot get advance notice of earthquakes is the fault of Congress, which has not provided the funding necessary to get the system up and running. Just last month, the congressionally created Scientific Earthquake Studies Advisory Committee submitted a report to Congress which explains that the USGS earthquake budget is already overstretched and that trying to fully implement an early warning system in Southern California would, quote, overextend current USGS resources. I agree. That's why I joined over 24 of my colleagues, House colleagues, in April in a letter to the Appropriations Committee asking them to provide the money needed to establish an earthquake early warning system along the West Coast. We may not know exactly when the next major earthquake is going to hit, but we know that it is coming. We don't need to wait until the devastation to know that an earthquake early warning system is an idea whose time has come. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I yield back my time.